This is the Son of the Law podcast. Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome to the Son of the Law podcast. I'm your host, Jay Christopher. Joining me in my home tonight is Brandon Mammen. What's up, Brandon?
Hey, good to be here.
Glad to have you here. Before we get started, looking forward to talking with you. I want to thank our sponsors, Complete Auto Service in Richmond, Cutting Edge Landscapes in Lawson, and the Lawson Review, your hometown newspaper right here in the 64062. Thanks also to you for supporting the show. You are why we do this and what this is all about. I say it every episode. Message us for merch on Son of the Law podcast or on Gmail, Son of the Law podcast at gmail.com. Don't forget, please encourage people to follow and turn those notifications on so that you can be ready for those next episodes. We drop every other Monday, and that drive to work or never miss a Monday workout can be extra special if you're listening with us. This episode is brought to you by Complete Auto Service Center. If you've ever gone with the cheapest auto repair only to deal with the same problem again, you already know cheap isn't value. At Complete Auto Service Center, value means fixing it right the first time. Every visit includes a full inspection by experienced, certified technicians, plus a clear report that shows what's good, what needs attention right now, and what can wait. That means fewer surprises, smarter decisions, and a vehicle you can actually trust. And they don't waste your time. Your vehicle is inspected the same day, and they contact you quickly so you're never left wondering what's going on or what comes next. I've known Mark and Amanda for years. They've built a shop that treats customers like family, and family that stands behind their work with quality parts and a 36-month, 36,000-mile warranty. So before that small issue turns into a big repair, make Complete Auto Service Center your first call. Visit CompleteASC.com or stop by 718 Woolard Boulevard in Richmond. Complete Auto Service Center. Complete maintenance, complete repairs, complete peace of mind. This episode is brought to you by Cutting Edge Landscapes in Lawson, Missouri. Spring is almost here, and if you're ready for a lawn that actually turns heads this year, now's the time to call Cutting Edge Landscapes. I've trusted them with my own yard, and I can tell you firsthand, the results speak for themselves. Thicker grass, richer color, a lawn that looks professionally cared for because it is. Right now, they're offering a limited time early bird special. When you sign up for all 5 rounds of their professional lawn treatment program, you'll get 50% off aeration or 1 full application absolutely free. It's your choice. And they don't just do lawn treatments. Cutting Edge Landscapes handles everything. Custom landscaping, beautiful hardscapes, sprinkler systems, all completed by licensed professionals who take pride in every detail. With over 40 years serving our community, they've built a reputation for quality work and fair pricing that you can trust. Spring schedules fill up fast, so don't wait. Call Kent and Brandon today, 816-580-3343, or visit callcuttingedge.com. Cutting Edge Landscapes. Your lawn will thank you. This episode is brought to you by the Lawson Review. Since April 8th, 1881, one thing has never stopped in Lawson, Missouri, the local newspaper. From the very first printing of the Lawson Gazette to today's Lawson Review, this is the county's oldest newspaper with uninterrupted publication. Generations have lived it, written it, and read it week after week. The Lawson Review isn't just news. It's school events, local sports, city decisions, community voices, and the stories that may not make the big city headlines, but matter most right here at home. A subscription is just $29 for 1 year or $51 for 2 years. It's an affordable way to support local journalism and stay connected to your community. Contact the Lawson Review at lawsonreview@gmail.com. Visit at 405 North Pennsylvania, Lawson, Missouri, or call 816-296-3412. The Lawson Review, your hometown paper, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Okay, Brandon, you're here. I love you, dude. Absolutely.
Love you too.
Well, thank you, dude. I love the way you said that. I've learned so much from you, and I was talking about this before. When I have people over, sometimes I'll say stuff in the kitchen before we come down here. And I'm like, man, I wish I waited online to say it, right? So I'm going to glaze you a little bit here.
Okay.
But at the same time, like, no, it comes from a special place. You've been a friend of mine now for 15 years, 12, 15 years.
Wow, has it been that long?
Yeah. Yeah. You're one of the very first faces I met at church in Lawson Baptist.
Yeah.
And sort of just, you recognized, I think Carissa and I were a young family and kind of lost with little kids and stuff. And, you know, you're a few years ahead of me, but I've always kind of looked to you as a kind of a mentor example of somebody who's kind of positioned themselves well, right? Leading your family, doing all the things. And it's cool to sit down with you in this way.
Yeah.
So other people can learn from you that way too.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see.
You are an active dad, invested in your kids, invested in church activities. When your kids were kind of coming up through, you were kind of like, I don't want to say call it the face of the youth program from the adult perspective, but you were always involved doing youth work, missions work, involved with your kids at high school. You did the robotics team for a long time with the Lawson High School. So any of that stuff that you want to talk about, I'm all ears for.
Okay.
I generally don't even know how to organize a big group of kids like that. It just, that's not my bent. I get so angry before I get able to do it. So you're kind of built uniquely there. Also within the church, you have the role of a deacon. Before we go on there, what is a deacon? Like, what is that?
So the definition of deacon is a servant.
Okay. So you're a servant in the church.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're to serve the congregation and the pastors. So our primary role as deacons at Lawson Baptist is to do just that, to serve the congregation and their needs, whether it's physical or spiritual or whatever, and then to support our pastors in the work that they're doing. So so each deacon has assigned families that we in fact, you are one of my families. So
yeah, we've been connected. So you're telling me maybe that all the reaching out was a job of yours?
Well, no,
I know.
No, that's kind of the role, and I enjoy it. I enjoy trying to help people, just whatever needs that they have, just to be there for them or direct them in a direction that they can go to get help if they need it, or if it's something that I can't provide or whatever. So
yeah. Well, and you know, there's the deacon role, but you've also been a kind of a key part as a project manager for church facilities and whatnot, facility operations.
Yeah, that could be a whole podcast.
I know. And you know, I guess I just say all these things to just say, everywhere I've ever seen you, you've been that guy who's kind of throwing your hand up saying, how can I help? And it's a sacrificial way to live, but it still inspired me. And again, kind of cool to introduce you as that kind of guy. Also, and I think people may already hear this, right? You're very even in your communication, right? Don't get too high. You don't really get too down. You know, and it's
not always been that way. It's something I've learned over time.
Well, so did you go quiet before, or were you loud?
Well, I was pretty quiet as a kid and as a teenager, but I had to learn when to speak and when not to speak. You have to learn to think before you speak. If there's something that bothers you or makes you mad, don't respond immediately. That's the first. That's
you count to 10.
Advice that I can give is think about what you say before you say it.
Yeah.
Words hurt. Words matter, and you can say the wrong thing, and you can't get it back. So think about it. Yeah. So
was it a work experience? Was it life life in general? When did you start really appreciating and understanding what words could do to influence or cause issues?
Yeah, I think probably work experience for the most part.
Yeah.
I started working in a corporate environment at a pretty young age, early 20s, and realized that people are going to look at me based on how I act or how I respond to them. And because I was young, I was supporting people that were at high level positions, C-level positions, and do IT work. So I needed to be able to communicate with them in a very professional manner so they would take me seriously.
Yeah.
And as part of my upbringing, I think my parents taught me how to be cordial and to speak intelligently. And, so that was just kind of the way I was raised, but was able to, that helped me in my career, I think, just to be able to communicate with people.
Yeah.
Well.
So you were the IT kid at 20-nothing years old trying to explain computers to people who'd never been around computers,
exactly, because in that time, that was the early 90s. Yeah, computers were not like they are today.
That's a complete. You're not. That's a long. The who is it? The Apple kids, right? The kids at the Apple store.
Yeah,
they're a long ways away from. You know, they know everything about the operating systems, but back in the day, you were building computers, you knew how they ran, and you had to know the programming side, all of that.
Yeah, and I didn't have Google. So, you couldn't just look it up on the internet because it didn't exist. So it was, I look back on that, I'm thinking, how did I do that? How did I figure that stuff out?
Right.
I don't know.
And man, that's another podcast probably to observe the technology industry and, the personal computer and how it's changed from, what it was in the 90s to where it is today. Here, 30 years later, I was learning about that stuff in high school. Yeah. Learned my first search engine in high school. It was like Ask Jeeves or something. and now here we are. So
I didn't have a computer in high school until I was like junior year of high school. Maybe we had a computer.
Really?
I did typing class on a typewriter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm pretty old, so
that's another deal. The clack, 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 clack. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. How fast could you type?
Not very. Although I got really good grades on my time writing because our instructor didn't really care. He was a football coach and he was just teaching typing because he had to teach something.
Yeah.
And so he would write on the board what the time writing was going to be, the sentence, and then he would say practice. Well, I'm practicing actually writing the sentence over and over and over. So when he said go, I was already had
4 reps in or 5 reps in.
So we had the old IBM electric Selectric typewriter.
Okay.
And if you smack the desk real hard, they would jam. So during a timed writing, you'd turn around to your buddy and slap the desk so it jammed on.
That's if you can't beat him fairly,
exactly.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, you just still as I'm introducing you, you have a logical approach to everything. I've laughed because I talk about engineers a lot. You have kind of an engineering mentality, just kind of seeming like just intuitively know how stuff works.
Yeah.
Which is that developed? It seems like it's. I don't know. It seems like you know a little bit about farming. A little bit about computers. You can't just kind of pick some of this stuff up and go.
I think a lot of it is. I grew up on a farm, and that's. That's what farmers do. They figure things out.
Yeah.
Especially smaller farmers that don't. Today large corporate farms, they have people they go to the dealer or whatever to get their equipment worked on, whatever. We didn't do that. We figured it out.
Yeah.
Duct tape and baling wire.
Yeah.
So literally.
Do you carry duct tape and baling wire in your truck?
I don't, but I probably should. I think that would help.
I believe you could fix a lot with that.
Yeah. But no, I think it comes from a farming background, just figuring things out, just observing.
Yeah.
My dad didn't do a lot of instruction.
Just kind of trial and error.
He just expected you to watch him and then learn how to do it by watching. So I think I picked that up and learned how to do things by just watching him and others.
Now that expectation that he had, many farm dads out there might let you know in a peculiar way that you should have been watching if you hadn't been watching. Was that your father's demeanor?
Yeah, a little bit, I think maybe.
My dad sometimes, he was a carpenter, was a carpenter by trade. He's retired now, but he expected you to be a step ahead of him. if he's using a saw and you know at the end of the experience using the saw what he's going to need next, you better have that ready.
Yep.
And when you didn't have it ready, he lets you know.
Yeah.
Lovingly, but he lets you know.
Yeah. Or, hey, go get me this wrench out of the shed. And if I'm walking, he's yelling at me, run.
Yeah. Get it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. But he put me on the tractor at probably, I don't know, 8.
Okay.
And said, go. I'm like, okay.
Go where?
Go run it.
Doing what?
I think the first time I drove a tractor, we were baling hay.
Okay. So you just dropped it in 2 low or 4 low
Just
and
run it. Yeah. My mom came home and she was furious. Like,
hey, it ain't like you're going to drive it like you stole it. I mean, you're only going 2 miles an hour, but you know.
So it was, growing up on a farm was awesome.
That's awesome.
In fact, today I'm in a management position for a pretty large financial firm in Kansas City, and hire people a lot, do a lot of interviewing. And if somebody has farming or grew up on a farm in their resume,
you're locking in.
I'm looking at it.
Really?
Yeah. I think there's a certain amount of qualities that are learned in that environment that can help people through their life.
So do you think it's the problem solving as we talked about, or are there other skills that are developed on a farm that
that's a big part of it. I think there's just generally being from a small town and having those kind of values, especially Midwestern values kind of thing.
Makes a difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Last couple things. You are always available for advice and counsel. Like, I mean, literally, I call, you answer, we talk about stuff. Happened just this weekend, which worked out, by the way.
Good.
So anyway, we'll leave the details for another episode. But I had called you for some counsel. I'd called a coworker, previous boss of mine, mentor type, and when you get the counsel from one, and then you get the counsel from another, and there are things that echo, between the voices, and things that you got to kind of extrapolate through. Prayer and scripture and things of that nature. And it worked out. So, things are good. Things are good.
Good.
And then just the conundrum here, because I think I had known you for about 10 years before it was revealed to me that you had multiple sclerosis, MS. Yes.
Yep.
And I would say there's a lot of people around you that don't know still, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've I've never been the brightest bulb in the box too. So, and I don't generally notice these things. So I just never would have known to look for it. And then, even now that I know, I'm like, still, you're right in there doing all the things with everybody else. And so, I think that'll make you a unique voice. So before we jump into that, let's talk a little bit about you. Introduce yourself, please. How you were born and raised, a little bit about your family, school, community, how people around here might know you.
Yeah. Born in Chillicothe, Missouri. Grew up on a farm about 5 miles east of town.
Okay. How big was your farm?
We had a couple hundred acres.
Okay.
My grandpa had a couple hundred. My uncle had a couple, so my dad, grandpa, and uncle all kind of farmed together.
Yep.
So all together, I don't know, 300 or 400 or 500, 600, whatever.
Yeah. That's not just a small farm.
20 or 30 head of cattle, and we had a hog operation.
Really?
About 200 head of about feeder pigs, fatten them out, a confinement building.
Okay. That's nasty work.
Yeah.
They stink.
They do. And you can't get the smell off of you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just remember driving by a hog farm and you smell it for miles in the car.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people say it's smell of money, but it wasn't really. Yeah. So I grew up on a farm. Have one brother who's 3 years older than me.
Yep.
Went to Chillicothe High School, where I met my wife. It was high school sweethearts. Being married 33 years this past month.
33 years.
June 5th of this month, 33. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
We just did a marriage episode with Chris and Chillicothe. They're over 20. We just hit 25. And so the fact that you're at 8 ahead, that's crazy. Yeah. It's inspiring. Well done.
Yeah. It just gets better and better.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Got some kids?
We have 3 children. So we have twin boys they'll be 30 in November.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. And
Married 3 years before you had kids?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
At the right time?
Yeah, I think so. For us, it was. Now I look at it now and I say, yeah, that is the right time because I'm not too old when they left home.
Yeah.
And we get to do a lot of things now that they've gone.
Mm-hmm. How old are you?
54.
54.
Yeah.
And you have, okay.
So, then we have a daughter that's 27. Am I right? She's born in 99. Yeah, 27.
Babies.
Yeah. So, and she has 2 children. So she has a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old boys.
All right. What do they don't call you anything yet. What do you want the grandkids to call you? Do they call you Pop?
I want them to call me Grandpa.
Oh, you want Grandpa?
Yes.
Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Got it.
So whenever they're talking to somebody else about me, they say Grandpa. People know who that is. But if they have some weird name for me, they're going to say, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was over with my Pop.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he says Pawpaw now because he can't
Oh, that's
pronounce Grandpa. But
Yeah.
that's what I'd like for him to call me.
yeah. Jesse was on. He's like, he wants them to call him Grandfather.
Grandfather, yes. Yeah. We're not that formal in our house.
Not that formal.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Born in Chillicothe. And how long have you lived here in Lawson?
we moved here. So this is kind of an interesting story. Twins are born on November 5th of 96. We built a new house up here north of town. Closed on the house. So they were born November 5th. They were 8 weeks early. They were in the NICU for 7 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So the week before they came home the week before Christmas. We closed on the new house the same week. We couldn't get into the house when they came home yet. We couldn't get in yet. So my wife and 2 twins went and stayed with my parents. I stayed with my brother in Lee Summit because I was still working. And then moved into the house like right before Christmas. And so Christmas of 96 was when we moved here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine
that was a lot.
all over the place. And,
Yeah.
Man, you talk about a recipe for, I don't know.
I don't know. I think I look back and I'm like, I don't know, man, how do we do that? Like,
Yeah.
And people would ask us at the time, how do you do this? And I'm like, well, we don't not do it. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
we just figure it out.
Yeah. You're kind of forced into that, right?
Yeah. And we had, there was other aspects to that. They were preemies 8 weeks early,
Really?
4 pounds and 4 pounds, 6 ounces, I think.
Oh my goodness. 8 weeks early?
8 weeks early.
32 weeks
32.
then.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yep. They were in the same amnion. So normally twins are in separate sacks, amnion. Because they were in the same amnion, they were high risk because they would constrict each other.
Really?
So they intentionally took them at 32 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the twins had some medical issues. So the day after, I think 2 days after they were born at St. Luke's. He was transferred to Children's Mercy for surgery. So he was there for about a week. And that was he was at one point they stopped telling us how much he weighed because he was like under 3 pounds at one point.
Losing weight.
Yeah.
And,
It was tough. When they start talking to you about percentages, like survival, it gets real.
Yeah. And you didn't have any bearing on this before, right? Like,
No.
I mean, this is your first kid,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And
the
there was
ideal-
no indication there was any kind of issues before they were born.
Right.
Even after he was born, he actually was breathing much better than his brother. But he had some birth defects, intestinal. So they needed to take care of that. And so we went to Children's Mercy for that. And they were able to do the surgery. Interesting story. The surgeon comes in before the surgery on crutches and one arm in a sling. And like, you're gonna operate on my 3-pound son, and
you got one hand.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
This is not a party trick, man.
He fell
Come
off
on.
a ladder or something. I don't know, but it was like, okay, so he did, and it worked out. He's had, and then the next couple of years, we spent a lot of time at Children's Mercy.
Mm-hmm. Kind of back and forth.
Yeah, he's had, I don't even know how many now surgeries, but he's good. He's almost a 30-year-old now.
That's awesome.
Doing really well.
That's awesome. Yeah, the quintessential experience is, right, you have the baby and you're there for a couple of days, and then you bring everybody home, and that's how it's supposed to be. And so it's like, we need to close on this house, and we need to get in, and we need to get into these other things. And I don't know, did you feel like your world kind of stopped for that period of time, or was this like you did on the farm, just figure it out?
It just figured it out. I think it was just a blur. But yeah, we had, literally looked like a hospital room. He had multiple IVs. We had to put an NG tube down every night for feeding through his nose.
Oh, wow.
I got to the point where I could do it pretty well. So when he was in the hospital and the nurses were trying to do it, I'd say, just get out of the way. Let me do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he had a central line in his chest at one time, and had an ostomy bag, and I won't get into too much detail because he'll probably listen to this, but yeah, it was a lot, and thankfully, which I think this is God is putting my wife and I together. Her being in the medical field, she had just graduated nursing school, so she had that skill. I can't imagine somebody going through that without having a medical background. It would just be really hard because she understood what the doctors were saying, or at least had a good idea. She had early in her career, but still, she would help me understand. And, so that was a big part of it. Us getting through it, I think, is her understanding that. But it was a lot. There was a lot going on, and but we were so young, and let's just do it. Just figure it out.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. I've gone away from naming the episodes. I'm now just putting people's names out there and kind of describing a few of the things that we talk about. But Figure It Out would have been the name of this episode. That just seems to be right. And again, kind of back to your practical approach to these things. Yeah. When ever I've been kind of confronted with something and I come to you for advice, that's generally how you phrase things. Yeah. What's going on? Let's figure this out.
Right. I think that's kind of the mentality of, I think, of a technology person in technology in IT or whatever is, my world is ones and zeros.
Yeah.
It's like either on or off, and there's a solution to everything.
Yep.
You just got to work through it and figure it out.
Yeah. Sometimes it's many ones and then a zero or whatever, but you'll eventually get there.
Yeah.
Which is a conundrum too, because most IT professionals I know are weird, and you're not weird.
Okay.
Well, maybe you're weird in a good way. I don't know. It's
It depends on how you look at it.
Yeah. Okay. What is something people wouldn't know about you or would be surprised to discover?
So I was thinking about this. Actually ran it past my wife. So I once bought a street sweeper on eBay.
A street sweeper?
Yes.
Like a Zamboni, but only with the brushes on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Why would you do that?
Well, so at the time, we had, so I mentioned I grew up on a farm. One of the things that I did when I was in high school is I restored an old tractor. My grandpa gave me. It was one that my dad farmed with when he was a kid. Mm-hmm. It was a 1947 Minneapolis Moline. I still have it.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it still run and work and all that?
Yeah, yeah. I plow my garden with it every year.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But a few of us here in town at the church had started a tractor club. People that were old antique tractor enthusiasts, and started this. And so I'd run across on eBay this Austin Weston, I think it's Austin Weston, street sweeper that was built on a Minneapolis Moline tractor chassis.
Oh, okay.
Same time period, 40s. And
I can figure this out.
Yeah. So I thought, that's awesome. I need that. So, and then a good friend of mine and somebody talked me into buying that. He was good at talking people into buying things. So
That's awesome.
And it was in one of the challenges was it was in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Are we going to say his name?
Yeah, Mark Skeens.
Oh, Mark. I wasn't sure if it was Mark or Tim Hale.
No, it could have been either one, but yeah, it was Mark. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mark Skeens. I love
He
that
got me
boy.
to do a lot of things that I would never have done.
Yeah. Yeah. Just with just a joy for the adventure ahead.
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, he's like,
we may go down in flames, but it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, you got to buy this. I'll help you go get it. I'm like, okay. So I bought it. He's like, all right, let's go get it.
How much was it?
It was like, so it was interesting. So it was like $1,200 I got it.
Okay.
There was somebody bidding against me on eBay.
Oh, yeah.
And back in the day, I used to buy stuff on eBay, and I could kind of figure out how to get things if you just kind of time it.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, the day I bought it, I actually got the winning bid was like, it was at church. It was right after the service was over.
Oh, wow.
Because I knew it was closing. So I went and got on the secretary's computer and got it, won the bid. So anyway, got it. And so the next day I was like, or Mark was like, well, let's go get it. Like, okay, I think I can take tomorrow off. Let's do that. So
yeah. South Dakota is what, 10 hours?
Is a
probably?
ways. Is a ways. So we left here like at 10 in the morning, which is, I don't know why we waited so late. But Mark had a truck and trailer that we were going to haul it on. And so we head up there. We got up there at like, it was probably 11 o'clock at night, something like that.
Oh, my God.
And we find the thing. The guy that I bought it from, he's like, yeah, just come get it, whatever. So we pull in.
It's dead. It doesn't, you got to winch it up on the trailer.
That was the assumption. So we get it, and this thing's big. I mean, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Like really heavy. And so we got up there, and the first thing I realized, it's a narrow front end, like a tractor with a narrow front end. Mark didn't have a center ramp, so he only has 2 ramps. So we had to figure out how do you get the front end up and still get the back wheels on the ramps to get it on the trailer.
So did you jack it up and then back the trailer underneath it or something?
I think we tried that at one point. We tried multiple winches. We tried.
This is 11 o'clock at
We
night.
were scrounging around trying to find. It was like at an old body shop or something. So we were finding. It was and there was just nobody around. It was at about 2 o'clock in the morning. Some guy pulls in with a trailer and a skid steer on it. I'm like, oh, he's like, hey, you need some help loading that? I'm like, yeah, that would be fantastic.
2 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So he gets his skid steer off and puts a chain on it and pulls it up on the trailer for us. And so we were loaded. And my original plan was that we'd just get a hotel room. But by then I'm like, let's just start back. And so we ended up driving all the way back.
Oh my gosh.
It was rough.
Yes.
It was rough. Yeah.
Well, you only had to drive a couple hours before the sun came up. And
that was really rough.
Yeah.
Going across I-80
I know.
with nothing around, and the sun starts coming up. I'm like, oh.
Hey, man, but you're on an adventure.
Well, and so Mark had just had surgery on his hand.
Really?
He had helped out a car accident or something and cut his hand, a tendon in his finger. And so he was hopped up on painkillers and hurting pretty bad. So he was asleep in the backseat of his truck, and I'm driving. And so this is another part of the story is interesting. So we pull over at take an off ramp, and there's no services on this exit. There's just dark out in the middle of South Dakota, nowhere. And we're going to switch drivers. And so I'm back there checking the chains on the thing, and I hear Mark talking to somebody. Like, what? Who could he be? I mean, this guy, he could talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Right. So
You sure could.
like, who is he talking to? I walk around there, and he's talking to this guy, Native American, Indian guy. He's like, it looked like he was 8 feet tall. I mean, this guy's huge. He's talking to him, and the guy's like, man, we need a ride. Like, well, you need a ride. And Mark's like, sure.
Oh my
Get in. I'm like, Mark, what are you doing?
This is the stuff. This is the stuff dreams are made of. It's literally like, so two guys decide they're gonna go get a Zamboni, and then they come back and meet an 8-foot tall Indian dude. Native American, excuse me.
Well, I did. Yeah, I did. You know, I'm gonna
just
whatever.
playing.
So he's like, yeah, get in the back. I'm thinking the back of the truck. He's got a crew cab truck. I'm thinking the back, like the bed. Oh no, back seat.
It was just one person?
There were two.
Two of them.
So that was the other thing. He's like, yeah, so this another guy comes out of the dark. Like, well, how many are there? He's like, the two of them. So they get in. So Mark was in the back seat with one of them, and I'm in the front seat with the other one.
Well, you're not tired anymore at this point.
No, I'm pretty, I was pretty hyped up there. And I'm like, we may have to fight our way out of this or something. I don't know. But these guys were like, yeah, I mean, we've been out here for 2 days. He's like, you got any water? I'm like, I'm thinking, like, for your car? Or he's like, no, man, I don't have anything to drink for 2 days. Like,
oh my gosh.
So we each had a Gatorade that we've been drinking. And like, I got this. And he grabs it and chugs it down. like, okay. So they were like, yeah, we're going to Rapid City. I'm like, that's like we were not even halfway across South Dakota. So Rapid City was another probably 3 or 4 hours easy. And so I'm like, okay, how about we take you to the next exit where there's services and we'll drop you off there. So they're like, okay, that's great.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
That works.
So, so we get back and it was a rough drive back, but we got back. So,
so two things come to mind, right? Like if you hadn't gone on the adventure, you wouldn't have the story to tell.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm kind of, I would say the friends of the podcast know I'm kind of type 2 fun guy. There's this adventure that comes with that and this element of suffering, right? The sleep, the challenge of getting it on the trailer, and then all the things that come with it. Mm-hmm. You've probably never been more tired, but I sometimes say never been more alive. Mm-hmm. Like that's the stuff.
Yeah.
What a story. Yeah. And then just quickly to summarize, did you get it running?
So that's the other part of the funny part of the thing. So I get home, it's, I don't know, it was like 10 o'clock the next day or something. And of course, got some sleep. And once I got some sleep, decided to go out and start looking at it, tinkering with it. And so I'm like, this thing looks pretty good, actually. It's not bad shape.
Oh, no.
So go to town, grab some spark plugs, clean the carburetor out, put some gas in it.
Tell me it fires right up.
Hit the starter, boom, fire it up. I was driving that thing around the yard.
You could have
I could have just drove it on the trailer. Yeah, I know it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So after a few months playing with it, tinkering with it, seeing what it needed some things. It didn't have the brushes on the sides, the gutter brushes, and then the brush in the back. Trying to figure out if I could get those. I found another one in like Washington State. I'm like, I'm not driving out there.
Yeah.
So decided that it's probably a good idea not to keep this thing because it's just not real practical. And and so I put it back on eBay, sold it to the guy that was bidding against me for twice what I bought it for.
Hey, there you go.
Awesome. Yeah. And he was from Ohio, so I actually got it about halfway.
Got it closer for him.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. But he shows up to my house to get it. Same thing. He had a trailer, didn't have a center ramp. So
you're a farm kid though. You had you had stuff to help.
Yeah, we had to get some planks or something to get it on there, but it was still a little bit of a challenge to get it loaded then too. I think just not want to get loaded.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So that's one of the things I guess that some people probably don't know about me, that I used to own a street sweeper.
I love that. I love it. Well, we've gotten to know you that way. Let's get to know you in a new way. Yeah. These are rapid fires.
Okay.
Let's go super fast. How do you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Peanut butter on one piece of bread and jelly on the other and slap them together.
Okay. You have a particular jelly brand or peanut butter brand or type? Crunchy, creamy?
Probably creamy. And strawberry.
Creamy strawberry.
I like strawberry.
What is the meaning of life?
I don't know. Meaning of life. That was a book or something, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Meaning of life is to know God and make God known.
Okay. I was going to say I like that one. Yeah. Would you rather have fingers as long as legs or legs as short as fingers?
I guess given my current situation, which we'll talk about in a little bit, I'm sure I'd probably fingers as long as legs.
Okay. What's the weirdest thing you've ever Googled at 3 a.m.?
I don't know that I've ever Googled anything weird at 3 a.m., but I certainly have Googled things at 3 a.m. because of my job.
All right.
I used to be...
You do the thinking?
I'd get on call. I was on call, and I'd get called at 3 a.m. a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'd have to Google things.
Yeah. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail?
I don't know. I mean, wow. Solve world hunger.
Okay.
You know.
Have you ever worn your underwear backwards all day only to notice later?
I have not done that, but I do have an underwear story that's somewhat embarrassing and funny.
That's perfect for the podcast.
Okay, yeah. So when I was in high school, I got to school one day, was getting into my locker, taking my coat off, and when I pulled my coat off, there was something in my sleeve. And I reach in there and I pull out my mom's underwear.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm waiting for one of your friends to see it now.
Well, and it wasn't even, I mean, it was mom underwear. So it wasn't even like, you know, I couldn't like say, hey, look what I got here.
It's mom underwear. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Brandon. Dig a hole. Yeah. What is mom underwear?
Well, you know, it's not what you would expect if, it's
awesome. It's mom underwear. Yeah. That's fantastic.
So we had a static problem in our laundry, apparently.
That's awesome. Did anybody catch you with
Nobody
it?
did.
Nobody did.
As far as I know.
Good for you.
Yeah, I got it hid pretty quick. So.
As you should, sir. As you should. What's the most ridiculous outfit you have ever worn personally?
I don't. In high school, I wore some... Probably more like middle school. I used to kind of wear some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But I have a plaid jacket that I wear or used to wear. My wife doesn't like it.
This is your business jacket?
It's just a sport coat.
Yeah.
That I'd wear to church.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And yeah.
Jared doesn't like that.
No. And every time I wear it, I get compliments, but
really?
She doesn't like it. So I don't wear it much.
Yeah. Best to listen to your wife.
Yeah.
I started a few years back just trying to do more of just listening to my wife. Whenever she buys me clothes and tells me to wear them, I get compliments. Yeah. Whenever I buy them for myself, nobody ever says anything.
No. So, I always just buy what's on the mannequin at the store.
Oh, okay.
I figure they know what they're doing. So
right.
Yeah.
That's how I pick out paint colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just open the thing, and they recommend the trim color in the door in the field and whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it. And Carissa, man, she comes home with like this swatch of all the things and she's putting them together and it's this whole thing and she paints the wall and I can't do that.
Yeah. We did. We just remodeled our basement and my wife used ChatGPT to pick out colors.
Really?
Yeah, it worked really well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, you're crowdsourcing industry data.
Yeah.
Like over decades.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad idea actually.
Yeah.
Have you ever waved at someone thinking they were waving at you only to realize they weren't? Do you do much waving?
Not anymore. Where I grew up, we did.
Yeah.
The
finger wave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
How do you stop a baby from crying?
Hand it to its mother.
I was waiting to see if you were going to come out with some only Brandon-like advice.
No, I like I said, I have a grandbaby, so if the baby's crying, it's not my category. I can't really.
Here you go, Mama.
Yeah,
that's
or
awesome.
grandmother. Grandmother will work on it too.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's talk a little bit about living with MS. You kind of grew up in small town USA. People, experiences, things kind of shaped you, right? I mean, this is the kind of iconic Midwest upbringing that you talk about. Can you talk about kind of like your early diagnosis and like how you maybe even came to understand what it was?
Yeah, sure.
And too, like we said, kind of here as we were kicking off, I don't know anything about this. Nothing.
Yeah.
So treat me like you might explain it like you might to a sixth grader.
Yeah. Okay. So I had my first symptoms when I was 17.
Oh, okay.
was
So you were just a more quote
spring
unquote
of my-
normal life.
Yeah,
up to that
spring of
point.
my junior year of high
Okay.
school. Playing a lot of baseball, softball,
Mm-hmm.
and just started noticing numbness or tingling in my feet.
Really?
Yeah. It was just kind of weird. Wasn't like affecting my ability to walk or run or whatever,
Mhm.
but it was just, I could feel it in my feet, and went to the family doctor, and he's like, I don't know, referred me to a neurologist in Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Went down there, checked me in the hospital, was there for a couple days doing all kinds of tests and stuff, did a spinal tap,
Really?
which is not very fun.
No. Painful.
Did all kinds of other stuff and couldn't really find anything. At the time, he said, it could be like MS, but at that time, MRIs weren't something that was, I'm sure they had them, but they just didn't do them. That's how it's diagnosed today, is the MRIs. So it was more of a clinical diagnosis back then. So just the symptoms and whatever. So he was like, I don't know. There was some elevated white blood cells in the spinal fluid.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, it could be like some type of a, I think he called it spinal myelitis or something like that, some kind of a infection or whatever in the spinal column. Sent me home, said, if it doesn't get better or whatever, come back. And a couple of weeks went away and didn't have another symptom for 9 years.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And then
So at this point, you're 26.
Yep. Right after our twins were born, had in 97, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. I think in 97, I started having symptoms again. Similar, a little bit more intense. This time it would come up my legs. That's where it always started. So what I had at that time was, relapsing MS. So you get symptoms and then they go away. And in my case, they went away for quite a while. But when they come back, then it would start my feet, always start my feet, and go up my legs. And eventually it would go up all the way up to my arms and down in my hands. And then a couple weeks it would go away. And so after I had those symptoms in 97, went back to the same neurologist. And that's when he did do an MRI, which was horrible. Those old MRIs were like a tube
Yeah.
that was
Super tight. And
yeah.
Couldn't move.
Yeah. First time I went in, they didn't really prepare me. They just said, yeah, we'll put you in here and we'll do some, whatever. And so,
Do you have a panic attack?
not full on, but I said, yeah, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Because when they went, it started like it was narrow enough, it would squeeze my shoulders. And then they had a mirror that I could look at to see out the end, and I could tell my feet were all the way in. And that's when I was like, oh, this isn't good. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
So, and they pulled me out, and I just kind of collected myself. It's like, okay, look, we can do this. And so went back in and did it. But they did a full brain and spinal column, and that was about 4 hours.
Oh, wow. I didn't
So-
realize you laid there that long.
Yeah, it was a long one. But that's, once they did that, that's when they said, yeah, we see the scarring on your brain and your spine.
Okay.
which-
What is MS? I mean,
So-
like I don't, multiple sclerosis, the scarring of the muscle
Yeah,
tissue.
sclerosis scarring is caused by your immune system. So
Really?
it's actually an autoimmune disease.
Really?
Your immune system attacks the lining of your spinal column or your brain. And then on those scars that it creates, it causes neurological damage. So it can affect anything because your nerves run everything in your body. So it can
Right.
affect your eyesight, your hearing, or your most commonly it affects your movement, your extremities, your legs, your feet, arms, hands. So
And can you describe the symptoms? Like, is it just tingling, heat?
tingling. So when I was so jumping forward a little bit. So currently, it's been 5 or 6 years ago. they've kind of re-diagnosed me as secondary progressive MS, which is kind of how it works.
Okay.
So you start out with this relapsing, and it eventually goes into this progressive. So it doesn't go away.
Okay.
So, so the symptoms that I had back then were, like I said, started in my feet. It was tingling in my feet.
Mm-hmm.
I say numbness, not like paralyzed numb, but you can, when you touch, like if your hand goes to sleep or whatever, that's kind of that feeling.
The where it tingles and it almost tickles, or like tingles and it hurts, because I've had both.
Yeah, it didn't necessarily hurt. It kind of does now, but back then it didn't really. It's at one point when it got down into my hands, like I couldn't reach my hand in my pocket and feel the difference between a quarter and a nickel or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I had a flare up one time. I was in a training class for work, and I was doing it was a scripting class, so I was typing a lot, and I couldn't feel my hand, and it was really hard.
Yeah. So
trying to type without
memory,
being able to feel your hand.
Yeah.
So, but that I haven't had that intense of symptoms now. In that manner, it's a little bit different now. It's more of a weakness in especially my legs, and burning, tingling in my feet, especially after a long day. I notice it more if I'm sitting. If I'm up, moving around, it doesn't bother me as much. But it's still weak. My feet and my legs. That's the thing that's probably most challenging for me right now, is I can't do what I used to be able to do. Just because I could start out good, and then but I don't have the stamina.
Wheels kind of fall off there a little bit.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, did you have a moment where you realized this was like a terminal diagnosis, and that this is something I'm going to be, whatever, or has this just been something that you figured out along the way?
No, it was when I first was diagnosed. They gave me all kinds of information, resources, and things to and of course I did start doing research and things and how.
How'd you process all that?
It was kind of like, it was when the boys were born. It's like, it is what it is. We're going to deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never really freaked out about it, it does affect your mind a little bit. My prayer was always, I just want to be able to raise my kids. And if anything after that's bonus. And so I feel like I'm in a bonus right now.
Yeah.
So I was healthy raising my kids. I was able to do everything that we needed to do with them.
Well, and more, again, you've been an example to me. I mean, you were doing stuff. I was like, I couldn't do that. I don't know how he did that.
So, but yeah, that was the thing. Now it's, once it starts getting more progressive, it is more, it does affect me a little bit more now mentally, I guess, is because I know I can't do things. My wife and I have doing a lot of traveling. We like to do road trips, and I've told her, and she'll probably get on to me for saying this, but I told her that I want you to promise me that if there's something you want to do and I can't do it, I want you to do it. That's the thing that bothers me the most, is if I'm holding back or holding her back from doing something she really wants to do. We just got back from Colorado. We was in the mountains for a week, and there were things that we couldn't do. We couldn't hike like we used to, and that bothers me that I can't do that, and I don't want. And she says it's not, but I don't. It bothers me that I can't do things that I know that she might want to do.
Yeah. So share what you're comfortable sharing. I don't want to press too deep here. Right? I'm just asking questions, and I don't mean to push too hard. Can you give me some metrics? I've not ever seen you have issues working for an hour around the house as we've connected, worked on things at the church. You go with everybody else. So you say, I can't hike. I'm like, well, yes, you can. I've seen you walk for an hour and you're fine. What is your definition of hiking? When do you notice the limitations? Is it is it the uneven terrain that where you trip and fall or stuff like that? Like what's the
balance is
barrier?
the thing. Balance is the thing. I've actually fallen twice at work. I've tripped. This has been a few years ago. I had kind of had to learn how to walk different because I wasn't picking up my feet, and I realized that after I tripped. Like I tripped over a crack in the sidewalk and actually bruised a rib.
Oh my gosh.
So
and your ego.
And well, nobody saw me at the time. I don't think. I don't know. Yeah, but that was, it was challenging to just to try to figure out what I could do and what I can't do. Early mornings are better than afternoons.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. By the end of the day, I also have MS-related fatigue, and afternoon I'll hit a wall and it's rough.
Really?
It's hard to stay focused, even to stay awake sometimes.
Yeah.
I take some medication that helps with that.
Yeah.
But if I need to do something strenuous, I'll start in the morning and try to do that. But and I do more than I should. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
My wife says it all the time, but I'll admit it.
Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. Yeah.
Jerry is the poster child for that.
Yeah. I know. So, yeah. But yeah, like the Saturday before we left to go to Colorado, we were getting new concrete poured at our house, our sidewalks and some driveway and all that. And
neat.
I needed to get the landscaping rock pulled away from the sidewalks before they came and worked on it while we were gone. So I spent 2 or 3 hours in the heat raking rock and shoveling it, scooping it. And I should not have done that.
I was going to say that's hard work for anybody.
Yeah. But I mean, when I get fatigued like that after doing something strenuous, I can't walk. I really have a hard time walking.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that because of the balance or because of the pain?
Just the weakness.
This weakness at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like if you do, I don't know, some type of a cardio machine where you're a stationary bike or whatever, and you get off of it, how your legs feel. That's what they feel like.
Oh, yeah. That happens to me on an elliptical.
Elliptical, yeah.
Yeah. Man, I do an elliptical. Or I've got this Concept 2 rower. And I don't know, something about the way the sit bones on there, whatever. So when I get up, I like you, I don't know, it's probably unrelated, but related. Like I feel like I'm walking about 10 steps without feeling anything because the blood isn't there.
Yeah.
Can't feel it. So
my legs, I feel like I have like a 10-pound weight on my feet.
Wow.
Yeah. And I guess so. The other thing, talking about falling, I used to run a lot.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it at work and stuff on lunches.
Yeah, I'd usually run like a 5K every day at lunchtime, and I just kind of addicted to it. Just did it all the time.
Feels good.
Yeah, and during COVID, we were at home, working at home one morning, and I think it was 2021 maybe. Nice early morning, spring. Thought I'm going to go for a run over at Watkins Mill. And went over there and got about almost halfway around, and I tripped and went down and dislocated my finger.
Oh,
and it was bleeding and it was rough. That's the last time I ran. I haven't ran since.
You are as far from the car as you can be at that point. And
there was nobody around. I thought somebody was going to walk by and it wasn't until I got all the way around to my truck and there was some lady getting out of her car and she probably thought, what is this guy coming out of the woods bleeding and limping?
Did you reset your finger yourself or did you
No, I went to the urgent care. He did. Yeah, that was, He's like, well, I can either put it in place right here or I can send you to the ER. What would you like to do? I said, let's just do it here. He's like, okay, it's going to be the worst pain you've ever felt in your life, but it's only going to last about a second. Like, all right, let's do it. It's like,
that's the farm boy I know. Holy crap.
Did it. So,
but, so we've talked that, fatigue, mobility, heat sensitivity.
Yeah.
How does the immune system attack the muscular tissue or the nervous system? What's the attack? The white blood cells, do they think it's broken and they try to fix it?
That's a big question. That's a lot of the research that's been done they've developed these new drugs that are immune suppressants. And that's what I'm on now.
Okay.
The idea is that they suppress your immune system so it doesn't do that. They don't know why it does it. They don't know if it's environmental, it's not genetic. They don't really know what causes it.
Interesting.
So, but they do know that it is an immune system issue, like a lot of diseases is your immune system causing it. So the drug that I'm on now is, it reduces my immune system, which is a problem. It couldn't be a problem. It can be a problem.
Yeah. I mean, how do you get sick?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I haven't really noticed a lot. I do feel like I get colds more than I used to. I used to never, ever get sick. But I do feel like I get colds more now. But my white blood cells are really, really low because of the drug. But they had to actually back off the dosage a little bit because it was too low. But then they kind of got it tuned in, I guess, to what it should be. So
are you constantly washing your hands and using anti-gel and all that?
I am cognizant about like large crowds being around, especially around kids, because kids are germ factories.
Kids are nasty.
Yeah. So
I love them, but they're nasty.
Yeah.
I love most of them. I'll just be honest. I don't love all kids.
I like to say, kids are like farts. I can only stand to be around my own.
That's fantastic. I appreciate that so much. I do. Yeah. As long as I can choose the ones I'm around, I'm generally pretty good. Yeah. But I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah. They are everywhere. So what's a typical day, week look like for you then? I mean, we've kind of talked through that a little bit, but I mean, I'm trying to kind of unpeel the onion a little bit at a time here. So what kind of hours do you keep? What does a week look like when you hit the wall? What is the way how do you handle that?
I'm a morning person, always have been. I usually get up around 5, get ready for work, and my wife's an early person too, which she didn't always used to be, but when she was working, she used to work at KU. We used to ride together to work, which was pretty awesome. Did that for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd drop her off and go to our office, and so I'd get up. She's usually up, and get ready for work, and we try to do a devotional together each morning, which is awesome. Sometimes we don't get it done, but try to every morning. Yeah, as much as we can. And then going to work. My job is not physically taxing. It's obviously I manage IT teams. I have 19 people report to me in 3 different teams. We support all of the stuff in our data centers. So it's a lot of meetings. But I'm setting a lot, and
which is good for you.
It's good, but it's weird. So I feel like I said earlier, I feel better if I'm up, moving, doing things, than if I'm sitting.
Yeah.
But it affects me. Like my fatigue level still happens, like in the afternoon. I feel pretty run down, pretty tired. So, but so I try to get into the office by 7 or so, usually a little before, and then I
work regular day.
Yeah, I try to get out of there by 4:30. Sometimes it's after 5, but so yeah.
Then drive home. Yeah, everything's pretty normal and whatnot.
Yeah, so we have 25 acres where we live, and I try to keep it maintained pretty well. We were talking about this earlier. Yeah. It can get away from you really quick if you don't stay on top of it.
But you also have fun farmer toys. You have big tractors and mowers. And
yeah. A few years ago, my parents passed away. My mom passed away in 2016. My dad in 2019. So my brother and I inherited the farm. And then we decided we weren't interested in keeping it and whatever. So we ended up selling it. And so was able to, after we sold that, I was able to make some purchases. And I made a decision, if we're going to stay where we're at, I need to be able to maintain it the way I want to.
Sure.
And not have a bunch of old junk equipment trying to fix and work on all the time. So I was able to get a decent tractor and mower. And
25 acres will eat you if you're not careful.
Yeah. So,
and it's a beautiful place, by the way.
Thank you.
Long gravel driveway. Yeah. I love the way the trees and sits so far off the road. I mean, it's just like a little piece of heaven, man.
Yeah. We were very fortunate to have gotten that when we did.
So let me make a personal observation. People can't see you as we're sitting here and talking. How tall are you? 6 foot, 6'1"?
6'1".
And you're not a fat person. Like, I mean, you're in good shape, and so you're sitting a lot. I mean, it would appear you're eating right. You're moving around still.
Yeah.
So that's how you're kind of taking care of yourself there too.
Yeah, as best I can.
Yeah.
Like I say, I do more than I should sometimes.
Okay.
So in fact, doing this concrete work at our house, getting our sidewalks replaced. There's a retaining wall behind our house. We have a pool in back, and there's a little fireplace area there. There's a retaining wall there that was leaning.
Yeah, the Castle Rock.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm not going to say that my wife told me to fix it, but she said, we were discussing it.
Yeah, we need to address
decided this needs to be taken care of. So I'm like, okay, I'll just do it.
Yeah. When you say we, who do you mean?
So my daughter was there. This was like 2 days ago. And so she was there. And so so I started taking the bricks, the large.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Those things weigh a lot. And started taking them down. And so she started helping me, my daughter. And she ended up having to leave. But I was just not intending on doing it all that night, but I ended up tearing it all down, putting it all back.
The same day?
The same day. Yeah. And so
okay, man, that's
Jerry helped me a little bit. She helped me quite a bit, but anyway, I did but that was an example of me probably doing more than I should have, but it's just my nature. I can't not do stuff. Yeah. And so that's probably the most frustrating thing that I have with this is that I can't do what I used to do. Mm-hmm. And we've talked about this before. It bothers me because I feel like people might look at me and say, "You're lazy if you're not getting in and doing this." Yeah. And the way I was raised is being lazy is the worst thing you could be called by far. Yeah. My dad was the hardest working person I've ever known. Really? I mean, sun up, sundown, 7 days a week. In his prime, he'd outwork anybody. Yeah. And I was expected to be there with him. Yeah. So
that's a legacy and a blessing, and in times like this, a curse. Yeah. Yeah. That's tough.
And it hurt him too in his later years because his body was just shot. Yeah. But that was just the way we did it.
Yeah. How did he deal with the symptoms of aging? Did he do that gracefully?
Well. No. Nope. He's very impatient man. Yeah. He had atypical Parkinson's.
Okay.
I think he was officially diagnosed with Lewy body dementia.
Okay.
Or multiple system atrophy is another thing that's similar.
Okay.
But it's all kind of related to Parkinson's.
Yeah. And Parkinson's is a shaking, right?
But he didn't have shaking, so that's the atypical. It wasn't.
Okay.
But he had the atrophy of his limbs and his arms got stiff. He couldn't move very well. So he couldn't get around very well. So yeah, he didn't deal with that very well.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't want to minimize it or suggest that we all have to kind of walk that road in some capacity as we get older.
Yeah.
But particularly when you're feeling a certain way, when you've been able to live up to a standard that's high or higher than most, that's a challenge.
The thing with, like you mentioned it earlier, you couldn't tell that I have anything wrong with me. And I even said this the other day to my wife. It's like, I wish I was just in a wheelchair sometimes. Because so people could see that I actually have something going on. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like if they can't see it, then they expect me to be able to do everything they're doing.
Yeah.
Or
Come on, Brandon.
And if I'm not doing it, I'm
What are you waiting
I'm
on?
not pulling my weight, or I'm not, I'm
Yeah.
slacking or whatever.
Look at how you're 6'2" and you're in good shape, bro.
Yeah.
Come on. Like,
Yeah.
what are we
Right.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's well, that's one of the things that, I mean, again, I wanted to have you on here to talk through, because, one of the things you had mentioned was that you've observed, not necessarily you've observed, but you've had those feelings like, I used to do this. People knew me for doing these things, and I'm no longer doing some of those things.
Right.
And it's not because I'm upset, or it's not because I didn't want to do them or whatever in the first place. It's like literally like I'm at that point where I've got to make some decisions, and this isn't my priority. So that's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Just I'm trying to review here. Let's see if some other questions. Oh, let's talk about your medications, right? I mean, so the medical community around all of this is still researching, trying to find a quote unquote cure.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so how much of what you're a part of is tried and true, tested medications and whatnot, like it's working, versus are you leaning into the test environment and trials and things of that nature?
Yeah, it's all the stuff that I'm taking is, and that have taken in the past, is all stuff that's been out. So I started taking medication for it back in the early 2000s, and it was it's called an interferon drug. Again, affected the immune system, but it was a shot. It was an in-muscle shot, an IM shot once a week.
In different parts of your body? So you did like one in one foot, one in the other foot?
Or
whatever?
one in one arm, one in the other arm,
okay.
or hip, or whatever. Thankfully, my wife is a nurse, so she could give a shot. But sometimes she enjoyed that more than I did, because she could jab a needle in my arm. So. Yeah. The problem with that,
this is because you didn't load the dishwasher correctly.
Yeah. The problem with that drug is the side effect was it made me feel like I had the flu. Oh, like ache bad.
Oh no.
And so I'm taking ibuprofen to try to fix that. And it's about 24 to 48 hours. So I was taking it on Friday because I didn't want to feel like that during work.
Right.
So then my weekend was just ugh.
Yeah.
So I did that. I took that for 2 or 3 years, and at some point I finally just like made the decision. It's like because you don't know if it's actually working. Yeah. It's I haven't had any symptoms, but I also would go 2 or 3 or 4 years without symptoms. So is this really working or not? And I get they've done all the tests and the research and the studies and everything to show that it does help in the long term, but I just made the decision to like, I'm just not going to take this anymore because I can't, it's not worth it. I mean, I was in the prime of my life raising kids. I can't afford to feel like this every week. Yeah. So, so I stopped taking it.
So how are you now? How are you in, unpredictable environments? You're a manager at work. I share some of those responsibilities in my personal life or professional life, and it's demanding, right? So you've got to be able to have the energy to be there. You've got to be able to tour the space. You've got to be able to stay right there in it. And I mean, how do you do that? And then also, how are you there to show up for your kids still?
Yeah, that's so for work. Yeah, it's I got into management about 6 years ago. And at the time I thought, I can do this. This is probably the way I should be going. And I'd had opportunities in the past, and it just wasn't the right time. And so decided to do that. And it's been challenging. There's just a ton going on in our industry right now, in the finance industry. It's transforming, been led by technology. So IT is deep in it, in this technology transformation. Of course, AI and all that kind of thing that's going on, moving things to the cloud. And there's just a ton of stuff going on right now. And leading teams that support the backbone of our company. I tell people that I have 19 people that report to me, and any one of them can completely shut down our company with one click. And so,
Wow.
and I tell them that every day. I was like, guys, this is a big deal. You have a huge responsibility here because you have that power. And
no pressure though.
No, we're no pressure. I mean, so we're a $340 billion asset management company.
Yeah.
So, kind of a
B with a B.
Yeah, B. Yeah. Yeah. So it's global. So we have offices in London, Germany, Asia, Australia, and then of course North America.
And you're managing IT over all of that?
My team support our network and our server systems and all those locations.
Holy smokes!
Yeah. So,
that's awesome.
It's interesting working in. So we're in the process of moving our London our London office.
Mm-hmm.
So just had a meeting this morning with all the project manager from the company we're working with in London and on that space, and it's interesting. There's a lot of different requirements, regulatory requirements, things like that for the UK than we have here, and just it's interesting to see some of that. So, and then we have an office in Hong Kong, which that's a whole different thing. Dealing with China. So
that's crazy. Yeah. So you don't want your physical condition to get in the way of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like I do a pretty good job. Maintaining that, managing that, and not letting my physical challenges get in the way of that. So you mentioned that like you didn't know that I had MS for a long time. I just didn't talk about it.
Well,
I didn't feel a need to.
Right.
I don't want, that was the last thing I ever want to do is to make an excuse for me not being able to do something. And I don't want this to be an excuse.
Yeah.
So, it get to the point where I'm going to have to say that at some point. Yeah. Because if I can't do something, I may have to.
Yeah, candidly, I don't know, quid pro quo a bit here. You've been very open. And I appreciate it very much. I mean, I think this is a challenge to sit in that seat and talk so freely. One of my greatest fears about life on this earth is not being useful.
Yeah.
And the thought of somebody having to do something for me, the thought of somebody like you talking about not being able to do whatever is I don't want you to help me when I'm sick. I don't want, I do not ever want to be the reason that that anybody slows down or whatever. I don't want my kids to feel like when I need to be in a home or whatever.
Yeah.
I've had bad dreams about it. You know what I mean? I've not say I've contemplated early anything, but just like those dark thoughts are there, and it's really, really challenging.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we had to put my dad in a home, and that was probably one of the toughest things I've ever had to do.
Yeah,
he hated it. He'd say, "It's like a prison. Get me out of here." And it's rough.
Yeah, really, really tough.
Yeah. One of the things that I feel like that when MS was more of a relapsing form, I could pinpoint almost every time I had a flare up is some stressful situation.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. When I had in 97, we just had twins, and one of them had lots of medical issues, and we were in and out of the hospital a lot.
Right.
That's when I had a flare up there, and
really, just
about every other time I could pinpoint some stressful situation that kind of I could tie it to. So, and that's something that's proven that stress can cause it. So,
sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, the nature of cortisol is kind of like that too, right? I mean, it does some crazy things to your fight or flight and blood sugar. And I mean, you can be more or less in good health and have high stress environment and just the stress will kill you.
Yeah.
Let alone,
for sure.
Let alone the triggering of something else.
Yeah. I've recently been having blood pressure issues too. So
really?
Yeah. Which I know stress has to do with that too. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to think a lot more about retiring. And just,
How old are you? I'm sorry. You say 56?
54.
54.
Yeah.
I think about it too much.
I know. Yeah.
It's like someday it's going to be really great. I'm like, dude, some days now. Like,
right. And that's the thing. It's like you got to figure out how to live each stage of your life to the fullest.
Yeah.
Like embrace where you're at.
Yeah.
Do what you can where you're at and enjoy it. Live for God, live for helping people. You mentioned robotics. I was involved in the high school robotics team for 4 or 5 years. Got that opportunity to kind of coach that team and lead them, and I loved it. It's kind of addicting.
Yeah.
And my kids were in it. My boys were in it. They're still, one of my sons is still kind of involved in it.
Really?
He mentors a team at Staley High School last year.
Awesome.
But they were both involved in it in college, mentoring teams, and so it's a really cool program. But yeah, just that stage of my life, just enjoying it and getting involved and doing something to help others. I think so many times people think that they look at their own situation and just think, well, there's nothing I can do. I'm just me. I can't do anything or whatever. Everybody can do something. If everybody would do something, it'd be such a better world.
Yeah.
Like just do something.
Yeah.
Each day, figure out something you can do.
Yeah.
And to make a difference in somebody else's life.
Yeah. What would you say over the course of your life with this whatever, or just, I mean, whether this is part of it or not, what's been like your happiest decade?
Well, just had grandkids, so that's hard to say that's not.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty cool.
Everybody I've had on there says, I ask, is the love different? Is the love different between your kids and your grandkids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I love my kids to death.
Sure.
It's different. It is different.
Yeah, there's a burden of responsibility that you don't have to carry those as a grandparent, I imagine.
Yeah.
I'm not a grandparent yet.
I think it's interesting to me just to see the little things about the grandkids that I just don't remember seeing about our kids.
Really?
Like when they discover something or they learn something.
Yeah. You can see the learning happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, our grandson, we have a gumball machine in our house that has full of M&Ms.
All right.
And he figured that out under his grandmother's watch a couple days ago. Figured out how to turn that knob and get M&Ms out.
Oh, a whole handful.
Yeah. So,
I want to turn that thing so I get a mouthful of chocolate.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the challenges of this, and that's difficult, right? I mean, there's no bones about that. Have there been any unexpected positives that have come out of it?
I think just the appreciation of little things and things that you can do and things that you have. I think that's, I grew up in a small country Methodist church. Started dating my wife. She was a member of the Baptist church in Chillicothe. When we were dating, I would go to their youth group some. And, I feel like even in the Methodist church and small country church, I feel like I knew God, I knew Christ, I knew I was, but I didn't know. It wasn't deep. I didn't. There wasn't a lot of deep teaching or preaching in the church. Wasn't until when we started going to Los Baptist in 2000, that I really started getting into learning the word.
Doctrine and whatnot.
Yeah, studying it and understanding it. Honestly, didn't even really know who Paul was until I was in my mid-20s, but grew up in the church going every Sunday.
Yeah.
So, it's part of it's on me, but part of it's on that was the church. They didn't, sermonettes. So
morals and values and lessons.
Yeah, feel good kind of thing.
Sure.
I forgot what you were even asking. Where are we going with this?
Just trying to discern whether or not there's been a positive side of this.
Yeah. So I think having this, and then also having some challenges with the kids medically, has kind of grounded me back to the things that are important. Understanding that, I'm not in control. I can't control this. I couldn't control what was going on with my kids, even though I wanted to. I have to give that to God. Learning that, I think, was positive.
Yeah, fascinating.
Yeah.
Have you, there for a minute, we were helping down at the Ronald McDonald House for a while. And that's a peculiar thing. I'd encourage anybody who's never done that to do that.
Yeah.
You go down there and people are in this terrible time of their life. Their kids going through some hell on earth experience or whatever, and they get to watch.
Yeah.
Watch the whole thing happen as you were. And I've never experienced anything like that. So I'm there and I'm able to serve, and it's fine. You know, I think that people genuinely appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I have been there with people who have benefited directly from the Ronald McDonald House. And when they talk to the people who are there getting their meal or doing the thing, and they indicate how they'd been there or whatever, the whole tone of the conversation changes, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we not only you get me.
Yeah. It's a shared experience.
Yeah. So have you connected with others with your respective condition or anything like that, and had an experience like that? Or again, it's been maybe so off and on, you haven't had those experiences?
I mean, there's been a few people, there's a few in our church. There's some in this community that I've talked to that have had it, but not a lot. Probably something that I feel like maybe I should do. And in fact, maybe why I'm here today.
Yeah.
Just to let people know that, these experiences that I'm going through, that there's others that are, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are affected by it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
As you've gotten older, has it made its way into your identity? Like, do you?
I hope not.
Yeah. Do you think about?
Yeah.
When you introduce yourself, or that'd be one of the things that you say, I am this, or not.
The only time that I would bring it up is if it was relevant to the conversation. If we were talking about something that like I used to run and why I don't now. That would be when it would come up, but I don't lead that in the conversation. I don't see a need to at this point.
Well, that's kind of, again, your character, as we're saying.
Yeah.
Looking back, if you had one message you could share with your pre-diagnosed self, or with somebody newly diagnosed with this, maybe trying to balance it or whatnot, what would that be?
I guess just appreciate what you have, where you're at. It's hard to explain, I guess. I mean, you take things, I think we take things for granted a lot. And when something happens, it just kind of puts everything back into perspective. And that's not just with this type of a disease. It could be anything, a loss of a loved one or whatever. It just kind of brings things back. Things are everybody's so busy, and the rat race. And sometimes, it takes a slap upside the head to get you focused again.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I think this probably has done for me. So to tell my pre-diagnosed person, to stop and pay more attention to life and get more into God's word and follow His direction, and then that way you're more prepared for things that come along.
Yeah. You're kind of reading from the script, and it's actually not on the script, but it's just something I'm thinking through. You talk about trusting God in these things or whatnot. How has your faith been a part of this? The Bible's sort of riddled with stories of people
Yeah.
being afflicted with different things, from Job to who had the thorn in their side. Who was that? I don't know. I'm thinking of the biblical story of, was it Peter? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It wasn't Peter.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know.
Maybe James. I think it was James.
Oh, yeah, could be. No, it's everything. I could not imagine having gone through anything in my life without having a biblical center, and having a wife that's a solid rock. I mean, she's so much more theologically sound than I am. I mean, she spends a ton of time in the Word and an inspiration to me.
Faith carrying.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I could have gotten through everything with our kids and with this disease and all of that without having that.
Yeah.
And not just the faith, but also being a part of a local church. I don't know how people can not be a part of a local church. I don't know how you could live your life and not be that. It's my family. It's like when our daughter got married, she got married at our house and our property. And,
I remember
it was raining. And
it was awesome.
It was pouring down rain. And it was an hour before the wedding was supposed to start. And I'm like, Bailey, we're going to have to move this to the church. And she looked at me and she says, we are not moving this. Okay. All right. So, and sure enough, it quit raining. It was delayed an hour or so, but we had to get everything back out. And so many people were there, just jumped in and got it done. And her husband's family is from Springfield area. And they were like, who are all these people? Where'd they come from? I'm like, that's my church. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It gets me choked up thinking about there's so many examples like that.
Yeah.
I mean, when the Hearst house was on fire, burned.
Oh yeah.
There was 50 people there the next morning.
Yep.
Just jumping in. It's just the way, like I said, I can't imagine going through anything without having a church family.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What does living well with MS look like for you today?
One day at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just doing what I can, knowing what I can do, and living within those limits. I'm learning how to be happy doing less.
Right?
And that's hard.
Yeah. What I appreciate the strategy in that, right? And the observations that you're probably making, like what have been some lessons you've learned and ways to do that well? Like, do you just like sit and think, or do you like do you prioritize a few things? Do you get the top 3 things done and you're like, hey, that was good? Or is it more like I'm just going to sit here and appreciate, right? Is it a mental flip? Like
it's a work in
secret?
Progress.
Is it?
Yeah. My wife will tell you that I cannot sit down. I just can't do it. I have to be doing something. And so I've learned to do things in chunks, not do everything at once. So that's kind of it's a learning process. I'm still not there, but I have to know my limitations and do what I can do. So, yeah. And try to do things smarter and easier if I can.
Yeah. You used to fix everything yourself. Do you still do that? Or do you have people do stuff? You change your own oil still?
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't change my own oil. I used to, for sure.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I don't do. Like I mentioned, we were remodeling our basement. I did most of that myself. I had help from my kids, my sons. They're awesome. And of course my wife helped some too. But I did a lot of that myself. And I think it was more of, I want to just prove to myself I can still do it.
Yeah.
It was tough. There were times that it was challenging.
Type 2 fun, man.
Yeah. But we got it done. It looks great. Glad we did it. But it was challenging. So,
yeah.
But yeah, most things I do hire, like, I mean, to some extent. I was telling you about the wall that we rebuilt, and I got scolded by our good friend Derek, who was over last night and saw that. He's like, "You did what? Why didn't you call me?" Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's the other thing I got to learn is to lean on people.
Yeah.
That's not my character, is to ask people for help.
Yeah.
Just never have done it, and I always feel like there's somebody that needs something worse than I do.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that. I forget who, but the idea of if you have your problems on a piece of paper and you're in a circle with the world and you throw your problems in the circle, would you risk taking out somebody else's problems, or would you keep your own?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's 100% of the time, like, no, I'm going to keep my own problems. Like, whatever it is, I'm going to keep it because I know it. Like the idea of picking up somebody else's problems and some of the other stuff that's out there, you know, I
have a hard time even asking for prayer for myself.
Really?
Yeah. It just never.
Interesting.
I don't know. I can remember when our son was in the hospital after he was born. I remember my mom always saying, "I'm praying for, a miracle, or praying for." I'm like, there's so many more people that have so much worse problems.
Yeah.
Pray for them.
Yeah.
But then I realized, no, that's not how God wants us to pray for.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's some logical fallacies there, but at the same time, the counterpoint there is true. Would you like it when somebody else were to ask you for help?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like you want to go,
sure.
you're happy to go help. And generally it's a good feeling when you can help somebody too. Right. Yeah. So it's, I don't know. Somebody was explaining that to me the other day, like denying.
Well, you're denying others blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I get that.
Not asking for help is,
I know.
I don't know. But it's the ego. It keeps people from doing that, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we've talked about a lot. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that is just like really relevant to this that would be good for folks to hear?
I think we've covered a lot. Like I said, I just, this disease affects everybody that has it differently. Some people, have it work. Well, I don't know if you remember. Well, we talked about Mark Skeens, his wife's, his mother-in-law. Now I forgot what her name was.
His mother-in-law?
Yeah. Kestermont was her last name. Jean.
Oh, okay.
She went to our church for a while.
Really?
And then she moved back to East, where they're from, Pennsylvania.
Right.
But anyway, she had MS and she was in a wheelchair. So I see people like that. I think, I am so, and there's a lot of people that are my age or younger that are in wheelchair.
Really?
Yeah. So I think I'm so blessed with where I'm at. Yeah. It's challenging sometimes, but I'm not in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Because there's always things that could be worse. I think that's the thing, is to keep it in perspective. You mentioned Ronald McDonald House. I mentioned being at Children's Mercy with our kids. If you think you're having a bad day, go visit with Children's Mercy.
Yeah.
There's always somebody who's going to have it worse.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's all about perspective.
Yeah, it's an awesome perspective, and it's a good one to probably wrap on.
Yeah.
Any advice or anything you'd like to share with people before we let you go?
No, I appreciate your time letting me come here and talk. This is not something I probably would normally do, but you're one of those people like our friend Mark Skeens who can just get people to do things.
That is funny, and I'll take it as a compliment.
It is.
I'll take it as a compliment. I'm just glad you're here. And again, like I said, it's a I think it's a key quality of a masculine person to be able to clearly and confidently articulate these things as you have. And so appreciate you being here.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
All right, everybody. This has been the Son of the Law podcast. Once again, have a great night.